Hamilton's nightmare start to the season continued with a second successive 4-0 defeat, this time at their own New Douglas Park, with the punishment inflicted by Hearts.
By Bouzid, missing out the midfield area. Ian Black. This is much better from Hearts, and the first real chance of the game, and it's put away with some aplomb. Callum Elliott for the second week running.
I thought it was a great finish, really good finish. But I tell you, there's still a hell of a lot to do, and in any league anywhere, Derek, that's a smashing goal from Elliott.
Mensing, and it's a difficult one for Czerny. He contorted his body. Thomas Czerny. Now the crisp shot comes in here. It's a belter of a goal from David Templeton.
Well, this is comedy capers. It's like something out of It's a Knockout there, the keeper having a dive at it. And this all comes about with that poor, sloppy play. But I tell you what, get yourself a DVD of this one, young man, because that is a wonderful finish. The second great finish we've seen in this game. It's not a great clearance from Martin Canning. It's abysmal defending and play from Hamilton Academicals.
Here is Thomas for Hamilton. Shout for a penalty there from the Hamilton players.
And this is the nudge just on the back of Paixão's, but I think that's a penalty kick, I've got to say.
Darren Barr's header, only as far as Imre. That's a super ball, it's off the woodwork. How unfortunate. It came to Flavio Paixão.
Well, that's the best bit of play from Hamilton yet.
Landing header by Mensing. Milton trying to get himself involved, and Palazuelos is going to be shown the red card here. It's a red one, and ordering off for Ruben Palazuelos. Stunt showing.
He's shown him I think he showed him the yellow card first, so it's his second yellow, and then the red came out. So I don't think he gave him a straight red.
Now then, Canning having a devil of a time getting back. And there's an opportunity here for Hearts to settle this once and for all. Callum Elliott goes down inside the penalty area, and it is a sport kick. There's a red card as well, but the decision has been taken, and it is a sending off.
Yeah, it's a tangle of legs, isn't it? I mean, it's the nightmare continues.
Is it going to be 3-0? It is, it's Kevin Kyle. He celebrates his first official goal for Heart of Midlothian. And that should make absolutely certain of victory now. It's won cleanly by Callum Elliott up against Kyle Wilkie. Elliott for Hearts. It is number 4.
Young Wilkie just gets caught in possession again there. Again, we've spoken about Hearts. That's their 4th goal now, but they've whatever to have when they haven't had the ball to shut down. You get Simon Mensing back on his own. I think Kevin Kyle was kind of hoping that Elliott was going to lay it on a plate for him for his second goal, but he just plodded on and plodded on. It was a good finish in the end.
Motherwell bounced back from an opening weekend defeat at home to Hibs by winning in Kilmarnock. Miksu Patalainen's team has played 2, lost 2. It was no disgrace for Killie to lose 2-1 at Ibrox on the first day of the season. They turned in an encouraging display. David Silva is an exciting prospect for them. A skillful one to carve himself a shooting chance, even if his effort at goal was well off target. Motherwell keeper Darren Randolph produced a series of good saves against Hibs the previous weekend, not required to get his gloves dirty here. 37 minutes gone when Craig Brown's team scored the only goal of the game. Chris Humphrey dug out the cross. Spaniard Esteban Casagolda flicked the ball on, and Nick Blackman tapped in his first goal for Motherwell. Kilmarnock undone too easily for their liking. 20-year-old Blackman, on loan for the season from Blackburn, could be an ideal replacement for Lukas Jutkiewicz. Tempers flared towards the end of the first half after Kilmarnock winger James Dayton was booked for diving. Motherwell's Stephen Hamill successfully pleaded his innocence. Dayton was already on his way down before the challenge. There was probably more action in the tunnel on the way in at half-time than there was in the first 45 minutes. Tom Haitley had a go at removing any doubts about the outcome. Advantage played here, and his well-struck shot was kept out by keeper Cammy Bell. Still 1-0 Motherwell, heading into the last minute. But still time for Kilmarnock to have one last attempt to salvage something from the game. Manuel Pascali's header produced a reflex save from Randolph. 3 points for Motherwell, 2 defeats to start the season for Kilmarnock. The shock scoreline of the weekend was at Tannadice. Last season's Scottish Cup winners Dundee United beaten 4-0 by newly promoted Inverness. Cally Thistle made the breakthrough 11 minutes from half-time, and it was worth waiting for. Paul Dixon cleared Johnny Hayes' corner, and Kevin McCann found himself with all the time he wanted to hammer home his first goal for the club. Looking to relaunch his career on loan for the season from Hibs, McCann has begun in spectacular style. United were a pale shadow of themselves. This was one of their few threats on the Inverness goal. Craig Conway's corner cleared off the line by Adam Rooney. Cally Thistle's prolific goalscorer making an important contribution in defence. Early in the second half, off-colour United found themselves 2 down. Scotland defender Gary Kenneth had a Sunday afternoon to forget. Out-muscled here by Eric Odiambo, who set up Rooney for his first goal of the SPL season. He scored 24 times in last season's First Division promotion campaign and is showing early encouraging signs he can continue scoring against better opposition. 2 minutes later, it was 3-0. Russell Duncan goals come along so rarely that they're always going to be something special, and this one certainly qualified in that category. Taken first time from McCann's throw, he cleverly flighted the ball over Dusan Pernis to end the game as a contest. On day one of the new season, Inverness had started strongly against Celtic, then disappeared. This time they were in for the long haul. Johnny Hayes supplied Rooney, a lovely touch and turn, and the only way United's Kenneth could stop him was by blocking him off with his arm, then collapsing on his trailing leg. It wasn't the toughest penalty decision Alan Muir's had to make. 8 minutes from time as Rooney beat Pernis to put icing on the Cally Thistle cake. Further evidence that he can transfer his scoring exploits to a bigger stage. To say it wasn't Dundee United's day would be an example of gross understatement, and this maybe summed up their miserable afternoon. Even their attempt at grabbing a consolation goal was thwarted. Danny Cadamarteri's cross diverted by David Proctor straight to Prince Waben, but the United midfielder watched in agony as his half-volley was tipped onto the post by Ryan Essen. Many Tangerine fans had left by this stage of what for them was a horror show. The travelling Inverness supporters had a dramatically different view of a remarkable result. It might take quite some time to wipe that smile off Terry Butcher's face. The full weekend SPL story: Rangers left Easter Road with all 3 points. Hat-trick hero Kenny Miller took the match ball with him. Forest on fire at Celtic Park. 19-year-old James Forrest lit up the 4-0 home win against St Mirren. Kevin McCann kicked off the destruction of Dundee United at Tannadice. Inverness 4-0 winners. Aberdeen stayed top of the league with Darren Mackey, the late match winner, against St Johnstone. Kevin Kyle blasted home his first goal for Hearts. Hamilton were hammered, another 4-0 scoreline. And young striker Nick Blackman scored his first goal for Motherwell. It was the only one at Kilmarnock. These were all the results. Celtic 4-0 winners at home to St Mirren, an amazing victory by the same margin for Inverness at Tannadice, and another 4-0 win for Hearts at Hamilton. 3-0 for Rangers at Easter Road, and 1-0 wins for Motherwell at Kilmarnock and Aberdeen against St Johnstone in Perth. Aberdeen share top spot in the SPL with Celtic, 2 wins out of 2 and a +5 goal difference. Rangers have 6 points out of 6 as well. Hearts have 4, Inverness, Motherwell and Hibs on 3. St Johnstone, Dundee United and St Mirren have 1 each. Kilmarnock and Hamilton have still to get started. Here's what happens next in the Clydesdale Bank Premier League. Aberdeen Kilmarnock, Inverness Hamilton and Rangers St Johnstone, all Saturday games. Motherwell Celtic on Sunday, followed by St Mirren against Hibs and Hearts Dundee United. We'll have all the action for you next time.